love The Walking Dead, so I thought I would combine the two and do my first makeup tutorial on zombie makeup. So I did it on my friend Joylyn here. Hey. And her family, they also have a YouTube channel, and they do a bunch of crazy videos and have a lot of fun. So if you would like to see how I did this zombie makeup, just keep watching and make sure you like and subscribe and share with your friends.
Okay, first we want to start with a clean face, and what you're going to do is use liquid latex that you can get at any Halloween store. I had her hold down her eyebrows a little bit so it made her face very taut, and then as you put the latex on, you want to put an even layer over that, and as that dries and she lets go of her face, it'll give the illusion of more wrinkled, older skin. And then what you're going to do is just kind of cover the face with a cosmetic sponge with some of that. At this part, I mixed oatmeal with some of the latex, just a small amount. And you're going to want to add parts of that, or add that to skin so it looks more decayed or old, like the skin's kind of falling off. So you're going to want to put that on and add some latex around the edges just to ensure that that stays on. Okay, next I am just adding more of the latex around the rest of the skin, just to prep it for the next part that we're going to do. You want to add that down the neck as well, because as a zombie you don't want your neck to look real and the rest to not. Here I used an unflavored gelatin that you can get at any grocery store, and then I just mixed it with a 1/3 cup of water and then chilled that. You will need to microwave it when you're ready to use it in 10-second intervals. You do not want the gelatin to boil, because then it will break down the molecules in the gelatin and it won't work right. So you don't want it to boil, you just want it to get kind of to a thinner consistency. And then you're going to add that to the bony parts of the face. And that's going to give the illusion of wounds or cuts. You just want it kind of just looks like skin that's been either bitten or just kind of cut up or once you're done with it, you can add makeup to it and then it's going to look like that. And then here I am just taking some more of the liquid latex around the edges of that, just to keep that all stuck together and blended into the skin, because you don't want parts to stand out. And then here I just separated layers of toilet paper and then kind of tore them up a little bit so the edges are a little frayed. And you're going to want to add a layer of latex. I did this just to the areas that I wanted wounds to be, and added a layer of latex and then a layer of toilet paper and then another layer of latex and then toilet paper and so on. You do that till it gets the way you want, and then you're just going to add latex to the edges of that as well, just to, again, have it blend. And what you're going to do after you do that, you can kind of tear it a little bit and create cuts, bites, wounds, again, like I said. Here I just took a blow dryer and just kind of making sure everything's set before we start to add the makeup. And then here I am just getting a little bit more latex just to cover the entire face. And then we are going to start to contour the face and get it to look a lot more bony and hollowed out. Okay. And now here what I'm doing is just taking a very light color. You can either use white cream makeup that you can find at a Halloween store or even gray. But I just took a really light shade of foundation and I'm just kind of going over her entire face just to make sure that everything, the white isn't standing out from the toilet paper or any of the latex, and just kind of getting it to be an even kind of skin tone. And then here I am taking just a gray shadow, and I'm kind of emphasizing the bones just right in her forehead, and then I'll go around her nose and her laugh lines, and also her cheekbones. Here I'm going over her eyes and underneath her eyes with a brown shadow. Zombies look very hollowed out, and I mean, they're dead, so they look very bony and, like I said, hollowed out. So you want to have the eyes look a lot more sunken in, and then the nose to be a lot more sunken in on the sides. And then here I just had forgotten to add a wound to her neck, so I was adding that at the time. And there I'm just adding the latex and toilet paper again, like I did earlier. Here I'm just contouring the cheekbones, and then I'm also filling in different areas of like the wounds that I've created, kind of peeling back some of the toilet paper. That way I can create the cuts or bite marks or whatever I'm doing at that area. And I start with a really dark, you want the crevices of the wound to be the darkest. And so there I'm adding like really, really, really dark red, dark brown, also some black even, just to show the depth of the cut. And then around some of the areas where I had the oatmeal, I even put green, just because green's kind of gross fungus looking bacteria color. So just wanted that to look really kind of sick. Here just contouring the laugh lines and just blending everything in, just because you want everything blended. You don't want things to stand out. And then just kind of adding some darker colors to those wounds before I add the blood. Here I am taking a thinner like eyeliner pencil or brush, and I'm adding some veins to the face, and I'm just kind of going over some of the contoured areas just to emphasize them a little bit more. Zombies, you know, everything's drained from their face, and so veins and different things are a lot more prominent than they would be in normal skin. And here I'm just taking actually an eyebrow marker, and I'm adding some little veins to her skin as well. And now the fun part, and we're adding blood. I made the blood at home, and it was just out of Karo Syrup, cocoa powder, red food coloring, a little bit of yellow and blue food coloring, and also cornstarch, I'm sorry. Mix that all together, and that way it's edible. So we can put it around our mouth and stuff, and it's not gonna be gross. But we're just adding blood to all of the wounds and bite marks, and kind of just adding them around her mouth too, because as you know, zombies like to eat people. So we're just doing that, and she thought that was the fun part. And here I'm just taking a smaller brush and using some of the blood to get real deep into the deeper parts of the cuts, just so they're a little bit darker and thicker, and then adding to the wound on her neck. And just kind of making sure everything's blended, and yeah, just finishing up everything. All right, so there we go. Thanks for watching the video, you guys, and hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you have any suggestions, please let me know in the comments below.